All right, guys, welcome back. Going into third hour here on RollPlay Swan Song, week number 10. Adam, what's going on?
Swan Song's docking at Taxa Station, also known as TVL 434, a fueling and repair station built and managed by the Exchange. So it's primarily in system, like it's minimum crew, primarily in system as like a stopover or a refuel station. It's owned by the Exchange, which, if we haven't talked about it before, just to catch everybody up, the Exchange basically runs the sector's banking subsystem and all the communication. They're kind of a neutral faction. Everybody recognizes that the services they provide are they're just like too useful to screw with, and they have control over all of the comm satellites, and they use that for money transfer and banking. So it's open to all. It has its own kind of internal police force, but pretty minimal. And when you arrive, the ship is scanned. You get a whole bunch of messages that are like ads primarily for the various like repair facilities. As soon as, like, it's all smart ads, so as soon as they're like, oh, we noticed that your sand thrower is broken, here's like 4 places that'll repair sand throwers, and like all these different kind of personalized ads for the ships, various subsystems. There's like a docking fee of 50 credits a day, but the station itself seems to only have 3 or 4 ships docked at it right now, of maybe 20 that it could hold. Again, Tovar is kind of a backwater, so not a lot of travel here. So is everybody going to go on board onto Taxa? Is there anyone staying on the ship?
I mean, was there already some sort of assessment on this is what you're going to have done, and this is, I mean,
On the ship?
yeah.
Not at all. I don't think there's been any. Just that we wanted to get upgrades.
Well, shouldn't we at least like get the ship back to?
You can't. Yeah, you won't be able to get upgrades here, but you'll be able to repair the ship. So let me see. I had
which the fellas said they'd help with.
Right.
Yeah, they're gonna pay for the repairs on the ship. So starships.
I speak with Piani as everybody is getting ready to disembark, and I say, Madame Pic, do you think now would be an appropriate time for me to introduce myself to l'enfant? It seems that I don't have a lot to do on the station. I think you guys can take care of it.
I do.
Very well. Allow me to speak with Monsieur Sakarian. As your head of security, I would want to make sure that it is safe for you. So I go in and find, Mr. Sakarian. I approach him.
I'm in my
Monsieur
room.
Sakarian?
The door's open. I'm just stuffing guns and knives into my compartments.
Do you anticipate trouble?
Do I anticipate trouble? Yes, I do.
As he asks that, you just hear Higgs down from the
I'm just like
corridor. I'm just like, Mr. S, make sure you get the knives. I need next. I'm just screaming off the giant list of weapons.
Bring
of
all
course,
the
Mr. Higgins.
bazookas.
I'm like checking. Like I have like a panel open on the plasma projector, and I'm just checking. It's like diagnostics and stuff like that.
Do you know where we are meeting these individuals?
No, Mr. Higgins received the messages for this. I am merely there to make sure that nothing.
I approach a
happens.
panel on the wall and I thumb on and I say, Monsieur Higgins,
Yes.
where are we meeting these individuals?
I'll
have a
find that
meeting
out here in a
invite, yes?
second. I'll be with you in just a minute. I'm not responding to you through the comms. I'm just screaming down the hallway.
I punch a couple buttons on the panel and I try to bring up a map of the Taxila station.
Okay.
Like a schematic or something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can get like a public map or whatever, like a
Yeah.
local directory of businesses.
Yeah, exactly.
At a glance, Taxila seems to be a whole bunch of kind of like banking and like stock market type places. Like there's a lot more brokerages here than you'd maybe expect in a backwater, but that's kind of what the exchange does.
Mr. Trudeau, with all respect, I'd prefer it if you came with us so we can see what you're capable of.
Oh, Monsieur Sakarian, if you're anticipating trouble, no worries. I will be right behind you.
Very good.
Awesome. There are a bunch of bars and like clubs. It's kind of like a truck stop, basically, in that regard.
Space truck stop.
Yeah, you're at a space truck stop / offshore Cayman Island bank.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As soon
and
as
they've
I
got,
can
like,
find out,
like a garage that you can go to repair in this.
as soon as I can find out where we're meeting the people that we're trying to meet with, I'd like to try and use my tactics to see if I can like figure out any optimal sort of guarding stations to place people at or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, after about 5 minutes pass, I come into the room. And I'm just like adjusting my jacket and stuff, and I relay the information on where we're meeting. I guess we're meeting the legal team first before going and getting the mission.
Space lawyers, they're like commandos and Rambo and shit.
These
Yeah.
are the Sunbeam multi-stellar legal
Yeah.
team, right?
Yeah. I tell you where we're meeting them, and
Okay.
then I make my way towards Piani's room.
Yeah, once I know the location of where the meeting is supposed to be taking place, I'm sort of looking at this map and trying to identify, are there any choke points? Are there extra accesses that could be used against us if, things went sour? Anything like that?
Okay. So the well, make a tactics roll for me. Let's see how well you do.
That's intelligence-based, right?
Whoa, wait a second. There's dice in this game?
Totally.
Oh, wait, okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Rushed.
I mean, the first thing that sets you off is that the place that you're going to meet is in the registry as like Sunbeam Multistellar, like local office 47512 or whatever. But it's the size of like a toilet stall, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
It's tiny. It's like a little room.
Okay.
But it's in the registry as an office and stuff. So
Yeah, I point this out to Monsieur Sakarian. I say, does it strike you as strange that they have us meeting in such a small quarters?
you could literally only fit one person in there.
Hmm.
There was a time where this would be strange to me, but at this point in time, I expect them to try to murder us, so probably not.
Whatever.
It's strange.
And if we station myself down at the end of this corridor, and you can stand right outside of the door, I assume that Monsieur Higgins will be stepping inside to do his business. What would you do with Piani? How are her capabilities in a combat situation?
Piani's abilities are best described as she will never die.
Interesting. I like that. Frontline, if there is danger, we put her in between us and the danger.
Not quite like that, friend. It's more that she can take care of herself and she will help us.
Very well. Perhaps
I am to be the one at the front lines.
close to you then.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Piani is weak and I will make her hard.
Like you.
Oh, the Easter eggs. Oh, man.
Comme toi. Bon, je comprends. Allons-y.
Do I make my
Okay.
way to Piani's room in this time, I guess? Before getting off?
Yeah, sure. If you guys want to have that conversation.
What? I just like poke my head into your quarters, Piani. Are you doing anything in particular?
Am I doing anything in particular at this time?
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is
like-
post-meeting? No.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
Yeah, I just...
Yeah, this is actually like a day later or whatever. This
Oh,
is like
oh,
you've
oh,
all
yeah,
slept
yeah,
and
that's
eaten
right,
and,
that's
like,
right.
You're
We've
just
got-
pulling into Taxa now.
No, I would say, if anything, I would be trying to get a little bit more information on this chick that contacted Higgins about this job.
Oh, okay. Do you want to make a computer roll to do?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I would love to
Cool.
do that.
So what's the source of this information? Are you just trying to like?
Well, I've got the email, right? Because all
Yeah.
those, right? So,
That or you
Uh-huh.
just hacked into my fucking Spacebook.
well, whatever. You don't know if maybe I already got your password, dog.
Yeah, you might,
you know?
man. Big tits
okay.
64
So yeah,
is hard
I
to
just, I do a reverse IP lookup and I trace it through about 14 different galaxy like destinations because like as it goes through each
Yeah.
of the,
It's literally
it,
so
like,
like yeah.
it has a trail.
Communication.
Yeah.
Communication in this sector is literally like in like packets. Like it's a piece of data that moves from one system to another as ships pick it up, and you can. Like it's supposed to be anonymous and secure. Like the ship doesn't leave any data behind, but if you're like good enough with the data, you can figure out like which ships carried it and if it was modified along the way, all that stuff.
Right.
Yeah, make a computer roll.
That's
Let's see
exactly what I do if I roll a 5.
Ah.
Okay, everything in the message itself looks to be.
Are those
what it
intelligence
seems.
or wisdom rolls, by the way?
Those ones are intelligence.
Okay.
Now you can make another roll to like look her up in the general like database, or like try to access Taxala's like guest database or whatever. They give lots of other venues to go through. If you
Yeah, I would. I'll do exactly that. We do Google. We find her Spacebook. I do a reverse image lookup.
Okay.
Find a few photos that actually Higgs might be interested in. But do I find the information I need? A 7.
Yes. So you get a 7's worth of information. So Heather Monse is like an independent contractor working out of the Tovar system currently. She has a criminal record in several other systems, Stasi, Vafai, and on ASA. Yeah, she seems to move a lot. You see a lot of different registries for like vehicle passage. I mean, you're first looking at, you're like criminal straight up, like she's on the run from the law. She's not a good like element. Kind of reminds you of Higgs.
But like a criminal in a sense of like a thief or a murderer.
There's no like murder charges. All the charges in the criminal databases you can find are like bounties for like taking things. She's like stolen or like embezzling or fraud or like just several illegally annulled marriages.
Great. Okay.
But the most recent data is that she took a like mining contract on Tovar to deliver some equipment from off system, and that's the last sort of piece of data that you found on her.
Okay.
All right, so I poke my head and I'm just like, yeah, Piani, you got a sec?
What do you fucking want?
I just kind of like step in and you see me like slick my hair back. I'm just like, hey, so what's your bank account number?
You think I'm gonna fucking willfully give up my bank account number?
Well, I mean, I was gonna pay you.
Oh, here's my routing number. I hand it to him.
Kind of like look over at that and you go, how much was it that I owed you?
You owed me 40,000 credits, and you fucking know it.
Okay, all right. I'll go take care of that before we depart. And I'm glad you're with us on the ship, and that you
I
made
want
it
an email receipt.
an email receipt. What do you mean?
I mean, like when you fucking transfer the credits, I want an email receipt. I want to be notified immediately.
What? Doesn't that just happen by itself?
Well, no. No. You have to.
Okay, I will send you an email when it goes through that says, "Hey, I paid you the money." Is that what?
When are you gonna pay me?
I'm going back to my room right now.
That's not an answer.
I don't believe you.
Well, that is why. Again, we did the payment. Email will
I'm gonna
confirm.
watch you on the fucking comms.
I wouldn't. Yes. Okay. Please do. I'm
Go.
going now. All right.
I'm watching.
All right. Okay.
I hope you do.
You have a good. I don't know why the fuck I'm saying bye. You're gonna be watching me. I'll just like walk out of the room. And instead of just walking back normally, if I have to walk backwards to stare at a camera, I will do it just to make sure that eye contact is made the entire time.
Okay.
I go back to my room, type in the routing number, and then transfer over the 40,000.
Okay. Look at that. All right, so make a note, Piani. You now have 40,000.
Wait, well now I'm gonna
make a physical save, not to have a heart attack.
I send an email. Wow, I mean, yeah, I am pretty fucking shocked. I send an email immediately to Higgs that says, "So you're still going to take care of that 15K you need."
I just look up at the the camera and it just like go like that, and then you just see me like leave the room, and I get off the Swan Song to go join up with Mr. S. And I would assume that Prosper is outside with us as well.
Yeah, I mean we can jump to the like you're in the airlock, the ship is docked. Is everybody going on board Taxa? You can Piani, you can walk now.
Is it wheelchair accessible?
Probably not, but
you can walk. He said.
You can.
I realize that.
She doesn't.
I will go as far as I can go in my chair.
Okay. Will you have like people keep like lift you over curbs and stuff?
We'll see. We'll see.
Well, I assume
Okay.
we're docking at the central pillar of this rotating space station, so there's not actually gravity as we get onto it.
Yeah, it's true. You would dock there and then you'd float in and
Yep.
then have to like go it onto.
By the way, how much of our inventory did we recover? Because
when you were taken from the ship, they didn't like because as soon as you were off the ship, Pi shut it down, so you have all of your stuff. No one took.
Oh,
any
okay,
stuff,
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So we could still sell it to make some blue fever.
So I have all my thermal.
No, remember that stuff? Remember you got
We
there was a
lost all
malfunction, and the cargo hold blew. So there's one of your cargo holds is like vacuum. Basically.
Okay.
Okay, so you're in the airlock, and Pi says to you, "I'll watch the ship while you're gone. Let me know if anyone dies."
Will do, Pi. Thank you for caring. Actually, Mr. Prosper, he's all right. The lay enfant or whatever however the fucking people say it is.
As the room is pressurizing and equalizing the pressure, I just say, L'enfant, why do you wish to know if anybody dies?
It seems to occur on a fairly frequent basis. I'm curious.
L'enfant, how many deaths have you witnessed so far?
37.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's a decent sized number.
Sure.
Chat, you tell us, but yeah, there's a number.
I mean, we have been attacked fucking many a times. It's like, Prospero, we have to defend ourselves.
I'm wearing my assault armor and I have my black visor up and I'm just staring forward.
And Prosper says, you're quite right, Piani. If someone places you in the threat of danger, if they threaten you with death, then it is only appropriate to defend yourself.
Anybody on the ship speak Latin?
Nope.
No? Okay. Pi says something in Latin.
Pater noster, quoti novus da novus hodie, sanctificetur nomen tuum, et veniet regnum tuum.
Yeah.
I'm just like, yes, Pi, that is correct.
Dies ire, dies illa, solvet seclum id favilla.
I'm just like
No,
staring
not that
forward.
Okay, so there's a ping, and the little light goes from red to green, and the airlock starts to open, and you guys get onto Taxa station, and it's a nice, comfortable transition, right? It's not like going from like a rusty Buick into an Apple store. It's like shitty all the way through. This station's like in pretty rough shape. There's several places where there's like coolant pipes that have leaked and frozen over, so there's like big blocks of ice on the ceiling. There's graffiti and like posters for shit everywhere. You see an entire wall of ads for what looks like a band tour. There's some like Chinese girl. She looks like she's like 14 or 15, wearing like a really fancy like pop star outfit with crazy makeup. And in Mandarin it says like Nika Starlight 3200 tour, and it's got a bunch of dates on it. But over top of that poster, there's been a bunch of like graffiti spray painted. Some of it looks like it might be like gang signs, but you see several times, and Securian, you noticed this first. The graffiti repeats itself in English, Spanish, and Japanese. It says "Purity now, purity forever," and you see that several times throughout the station. Imagine Taxa as kind of like it's just sort of a rough like a backwater port. It's not very well policed, and the police are probably like lazy drunks, and it's a place where bad shit happens. Higgs, I don't know, maybe you feel right at home.
Yeah, no, I've got my swagger on walking through the
Yeah, you've been to loads of these.
Yeah.
You can imagine
I keep my weapon at the ready, but I'm just curious, Adam. Can I use my religion skill to try and identify the Latin that Pi was speaking?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Totally.
Rolling it. No.
6.
What'd you get?
Well, I got a 6.
6? It's pretty common.
Okay.
I'll give it to you for a 6. So Pi said, and this is bad Latin, so struggle through with me. Caedete eos novum enim dominus qui sunt eos, which means kill them all, for the Lord knoweth them that are his.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So when Pi
Oh
says
my
this, I just
God.
sort of Prosper just smiles tightly as he steps out of the airlock.
Yeah, I think you and Commander Provost exchange a concerned look, like,
Oh, are they coming with us? Or no, they're getting
yeah,
off
because
here.
they're getting off here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It's not a like, oh God, what's happening look, but it's like a, so this is how that might go. Keep an eye on that kind of look.
Mhm.
So so you guys get into the main ring of the station. You can imagine it like it's pretty much a single main road with buildings on either side, but the buildings are made of like cargo containers functionally. Like there's lots of spray paint on the walls, lots of neon signs, and the whole station is, like I said, a torus, right? It's a big donut. So you kind of can walk all the way around in a ring or on the outside, and there's lots of ways to get back to the spire, but the spire is primarily for docking. There's slightly lower than Earth gravity because the whole thing is spinning around. And it would be cramped, except there's like nobody here. There's lots of garbage and debris, and there's a couple of like you see maybe one as you're walking around, like maintenance robots trying to clean up the garbage, like all the like broken bottles and like whatever. And the panels here, and you get a little like, welcome to Taxa Station thing as the elevator is going down the spire to the main hub. And it tells you like Taxa Station operates on a 12-hour day-night cycle. You might notice the lights dimming and rising. This is to represent the sun. If this doesn't match with your normal understanding of time, we apologize. While you're guests of Taxa Station, blah blah blah, and it tells you like where you can meet with the police and like various like local laws. But there's only like 2 or 3. Like, don't kill anybody. And then you arrive at one of the Spire Station walkways, and you step out of the kind of like low grav elevator and immediately start to feel the kind of light gravity pulling you towards the way, and you have to go down on like a ladder, but then you get out into the main thoroughfare.
Okay.
Yeah, so imagine it like very grimy, lots of condensation, like dirty with various like garbage, and kind of cramped, but not like the Swan Song. It feels spaced out compared to that. While you're still in the elevator, though, Provost says to Higgs, he says, just go to the repair station, tell them what you need. They will repair the ship. I've arranged already to pay for any repairs that you have. We'll keep an eye on you, but your privacy is your own. Again, please remember, if you're ever in the sector, if you're in Forugi, near Cabral, please come visit us. I know that the general would like to speak with you again.
Of course.
He shakes your hand.
Do I give the repair shop your name? Is that the signal?
Yes, they are prepared.
Okay. Well, as they say in your neck of the woods, have a good day. I just feel like turn around, start
Okay.
doing my normal walk.
Monsieur
So-
Higgins, c'est bonne soirée.
I do not want to drink with you tonight, sir. No, sir. Have a good day. Let's continue with the mission.
Prosper, before you leave, like they kind of wait so that you can have like a semi-private conversation.
Okay.
And then you and Provost have this conversation in French. So Piani, if you want, you can like overhear most of this.
Yeah.
But he says to you, first of all, good luck. Thank you for volunteering for this. We heard back from home. It looks like Pierre will be all right.
I visibly just sort of relax a little bit. I say, merci. It's good to hear that. It eases my heart. Tell him to have a swift recovery from me. It seems that my work here may take longer than we expected. I'm very curious about l'enfant. I may write to you and require more documents.
Try to keep us appraised of his progress. It would be beneficial if we had another rook on our hands and not another chariot. But we'll talk about that at a later date. Give it some time. Try not to interfere so much. I'm curious about this murderous streak it seems to be developing. Le Phantom could use another knife.
Yes. So long as it is a knife that is in Phantom's hands.
He nods. Well, that's your job now. And he puts his hand on your shoulder and says, "Take care, brother."
I snap a smart salute, and I say something, religious in Latin,
Okay.
Sic semper tyrannis.
Yeah, some kind of traditional
Yeah.
Because you guys are pretty much like the
In nomine Domine et Patriae et Filii Sanctus Spiritus. Amen.
I'd probably not deliver him the Lord's Prayer while you're like. But yeah, some kind of because there is that crossover where you're basically like the Marines, so there is the Semper Fi thing, but also the Latin has the religious meaning as well. And he says I'll give your regards to home, and you part ways as he heads back to his ship. So, crew of the Swan Song, where are y'all headed?
Yeah, I'm leading through people, or leading the crew down to the first meeting with the legal team.
Okay. So, Piani, while you're on this station, you notice that. Have you been on a exchange space station before or no?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So in and of itself, it's pretty familiar to you.
Well, I mean, this one is shittier than some of the ones I've been to, but yeah.
The cramped quarters in the obviously recycled, it has this sort of styrofoam smell in the air, and you know that's from these very specific air filters that are the ones they use on Majid in the mines too. So it reminds you a little bit of that.
Right.
Plus also the walkways are lined with street vendors. They're automated. They're operated by robot drones, but there's drone noodle carts and stuff. So you get these weird smells of kind of artificially spiced food on top of the weird kind of atmosphere smell in here. And it's triggering a lot of sense memories for you from home. But you make your way towards Sunbeam's office. And maybe walk past it the first time and have to turn back around to find it because it's just a corrugated metal sliding door with the Sunbeam logo spray painted on it. And it's long since chipped and there's a bunch of graffiti over it, so you kind of have to spot it and then go back and see it again. But you're there. There's a camera over the door facing out into the street.
I unsling my laser rifle and I go stand down at the far end of the hall as I discussed with Monsieur Sakarian.
Okay.
And I start keeping an eye out sort of down the way that people could come to approach the door.
Okay.
Do we have Prosper's comm to where we can talk to him?
Do you have
actually, Prosper doesn't have a comm because he was poor. So he brought Victor's.
Okay.
Which was in his room.
Well, I found the cell phone.
We'll just say that I had the box of stuff out on the bridge and you found it.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Makes sense.
All right. So where what does it look like where you're meeting? You said it was very small.
So, you haven't even opened the door. From the outside, it looks like a corrugated metal surface, painted gray, with a yellow Sunbeam Multistellar Corporation logo on the front, a small address number in neon, kind of glowing from a panel in the door, and a camera above the door.
Okay. Mr. Sakarian's right next to me, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
I turned to...
Okay, so where's Sakarian? Where are you right now?
I'm with him.
He's right next to me.
Okay, just stand right back to him. Okay.
Is Piani with us? Okay.
Yeah.
I turned to Mr. S and I'm just like, Mr. S, I want you to stay outside no matter what. In 5 minutes, I want you to come walking through the door and say that we need to go and have a talk privately outside. Understood?
I nod, and he can see me check my combat watch and set a timer.
All right,
I really want to know where I can get a combat watch and what that would be like. I hope it shoots lasers like in GoldenEye.
maybe
It's not that cool.
Damn it. Okay.
I'll-
Okay, and Piani, what are you doing?